Are we on?
Sensors confirm live transmission.
Oh man, we're on the air? How cue me!
From the Galaxy Ballroom, high atop the stratosphere.
Oh man, the tape! Just roll the tape! Good, Space Star. Beaming to you from absolutely anywhere. It's Kids World Sports. No boundaries, no limits, no rules. As the KWS Spy in the Sky grabs the action, the drama, and the heroics of kids sports as they're happening all over this wonderful blue planet. Tell them who we are, my robo-rapping MC.
On the mic, your host, Switch. I'm his artificially intelligent co-host, Hal. Almost as loyal as our cyber mascot, Hal Lord.
It's all good on Kids World Sports. Hey KWS fans, Alloy and I are preparing for a ride as we psych ourselves up for the first equestrian story on KWS.
Sensors indicate cyber pet bent out of shape.
Alloy will be fine. Let's watch 14-year-old Sara Cuddy on her horse Signorina in her first international competition on the Canadian junior team. Tally-ho!
Idiom database indicates that last line is used in fox hunting.
Oh, in that case, I think I'll just ride off into the sunset. Calgary, Alberta, home to 10-gallon hats, big belt buckles, cowpokes, and Spruce Meadows, location of the world's top international equine competition.
I'm Sara Cuddy. I'm competing in the sport of show jumping.
We're gonna get on down.
Today, Sara's competing at the 2003 FEI Children's International Jumping Competition. Here, 32 riders from 14 countries will compete for the top spot in the show jumping world.
Spruce Meadows is a big place for me because I watch it on TV quite a bit. This event is the one which will determine whether I make the top 16. If I make it, I will be ecstatic, and if I don't, I'm so happy to be here anyway because it took a lot of work no matter what. I hate to admit it, but I am nervous because I did come a long way and this is the final day. This to me is like a mini Olympics. This is a big moment for me.
Sara had a bad ride in the opening round of the competition. Not a great showing for her first appearance at the granddaddy of all show jumping events. But hey, that might be because she hasn't been riding her usual horse. In this competition, riders from Canada must bring 2 horses to the event to accommodate foreign competitors. Riders draw for which horse they will ride. Sara drew her alternate, Signorina, a horse she has only ridden a few times.
This is Signorina. She was an extra in the barn that my coach and the rider said that I could take. She's very friendly. She's definitely got attitude, like a mare. I like her because she's a bit of a challenge to ride.
Signorina may be a great horse, but she's no Levi, the horse Sara's been training with for the last 2 years.
This is my horse, Levi. He's a 10-year-old Dutch warmblood, imported from Holland. Another boy from Guatemala is riding Levi. Levi really likes Rini. I think she's his girlfriend.
I think Sara for sure is much more comfortable on Levi. She knows that if she makes a mistake, that Levi compensates for her in the ring. Signorina, she's a fantastic horse, but she's not quite as forgiving as Levi is if Sara makes a mistake. She knows that she needs to ride one level up perhaps from where she has been because it's who she's riding.
Sara's been riding for over 10 years. She trains 5 times a week and has won over 25 competitions.
I am a little disappointed because I did want to ride my own horse in the event, but it is a bit more of a challenge to ride Rini, so if I do well, it definitely means a lot more to me because I've had to work so much harder.
Today's competition is Sara's last chance to qualify for one of 16 spots in tomorrow's final, an event that's very important to her and to her grandfather as well.
My grandfather is definitely what got me here because he really supports what I do, and my grandfather had a lot of racehorses at one time and did quite well and really enjoys the sport. And I talk to him every night, and He helps me along, gives encouraging words.
Sara's grandfather, Matt Cuddy, has spent his entire life around horses. For 40 years, he raised standard-bred horses, and he rode almost every day until MS forced him to stop. Now, all his riding is done through Sara.
This is my saddle. Underneath it goes a saddle pad, and usually a larger saddle pad to go underneath that. These are the sheepskin boots that go on the horse's front legs and protects from the jumps in case they hit it. This here is the girth, which kind of holds the saddle onto the horse. And then I've connected a belly pad to it, which protects the stomach in case they reach up and hit their stomach when they're jumping. And this is a bridle, which just basically with a bit that goes on their head. It's everything.
Before each event, competitors get an opportunity to walk the course and check out the jumps. Counting strides is one way for a rider to measure where a horse must jump in order to clear an obstacle. And timing is one thing you want to get right.
Scoring actually is rather simple. If you lower an obstacle on course, you're assessed 4 faults. In the event that you have a disobedience, an example of which might be a refusal or circling around a fence, you're also assessed 4 faults. However, you're only allowed 2 of those in one competition. In the event that you go over the time allowed, you can also incur time fault.
Riders must negotiate 2 types of jumps: the single fence vertical and the much wider double fence oxer. Now it's Sara's turn to show Spruce Meadows she has what it takes to make it to the final.
There's no way you can prepare for this. It's just something that you hope that you and your horse are ready for. It definitely puts a lot of pressure on the rider, especially because we're younger than the usual rider that competes here.
Each rider is allowed only 30 minutes to warm up their horse.
Do some small circles at the trot to make sure she's paying attention to you. Yep. You can do this. Deep breath, smile.
Sara Cuddy comes into the ring. Sara Cuddy from London, Ontario, riding, of course, for Canada.
She rode so well today. I'm so happy right now. There's 10 competitors left. Sara was in 22nd. She's in first place right now.
I'm a little too excited right now to talk. That is probably the best I've ever ridden in my life. I just hope no one beats me, that's all.
I'll call forward the champion of the class from Canada, Sara Cuddy of London, Ontario.
It was amazing. I thought I had one rail, and then at the end, everybody's like, you had a clear round, and I was so excited. Today, I was a little bit more confident than I have been in the past. Mentally, I think that really helped me, and especially riding her, it was good for us. So I'm gonna try and ride exactly the same tomorrow. In fact, I am gonna ride exactly the same tomorrow.
Sara and her new partner, Signorina, score a first-place finish. Hopefully, they can pull off a repeat performance at tomorrow's final, when we come back on Kids World Sports. It's the last day of the Spruce Meadow FEI Children's International Jumping Competition, where the top 16 junior riders in the world are competing for the top spot in the most prestigious event in show jumping.
For sure, it will be a tougher track than yesterday. The jumps will be set probably at their maximum height. One rail or one stop makes the difference between first place and 16th place.
It's definitely a little bit more difficult than yesterday's course, but we've definitely analyzed every turn and every corner that I'm gonna do, so I feel comfortable doing it. I'm ready.
The higher jumps on the new course are proving to be difficult for all of the riders.
So my grandfather told me that if I had too many wins, I would get a little arrogant. So I think he's very excited. I think he wishes he could be here.
Sara scores a fault, and that will cost her precious points.
Good girl. She made one mistake going to fence 10, and it cost her the rail with 4 faults, but thrilled with her performance. You won, and then you just asked her to come forward a little too late. Well done. Very proud of you. Good girl. I thought they've had a fantastic week.
A rider from Brazil wins first place, and Sara ends up placing 4th.
Wow!
Overall, I'm ecstatic. I think this is amazing. Doesn't matter about the rail. 6th in the world against all these amazing riders. I mean, the riders I was competing against I thought were very, very good. I think I did very well, and I'm very happy with my placing. Now it kind of shows me that I really do have somewhere to go with this. I'm not quite 18 yet to do the young riders, but yet I'm obviously too old for this next year. So we'll have to do a little bit of searching to hopefully find a team that I can compete in, because that's something I'd really like to do.
Sara's outstanding performance at Spruce Meadows shows that she has what it takes to compete with the world's best. But what does Grandpa Cuddy think?
Hey, we're just gonna watch the movie of my round in Spruce Meadows.
You look rather happy.
Well, I was. This was hard, this triple combination.
She's good. I'm living my equine life through Sara. I'm very proud.
Thank you.
Oh, hey, KWS fans. It's my turn to clean up here on the ship, which is cool. I could use the exercise.
That's a nice lead-in to our next story. It not only deals with floor exercises, but the uneven bars, balance beam, and vault.
Nice move, Alloy. Now let's see what it takes to be a champion gymnast. Check out Coralie Chacon, competing for the Massilia Cup in Marseille, France.
Sensors confirm ship's base still unclaimed. Looks like you have some more floor exercises to do.
Every year in Marseille, France, the top gymnasts in the world descend on the Palais de Sport to compete in what is often considered a dress rehearsal for the Olympic Games, the famed Massilia Gym Cup.
My name is Coralie Chacon. I'm 16 years old and I'm a gymnast. As you see, there's the vault, the floor, the beams, and the bars.
My name is Nelly Pop. I'm Coralie Chacon's coach. About 2 years ago, I started training seriously with her, setting important goals, like preparation for the Olympics.
Coralie is 16 years old and has been practicing gymnastics since she was 8. In that short time, she has won over 3 international events and is a member of the French national team, earning the chance to compete at the Massilia Gym Cup.
Today's coaching topic is preparation for the competition. It's the last major training session before the competition. Gymnastics consists of 4 areas: vault, bars, beam, and the floor.
Coralie is only 4 feet 6 inches tall and 66 pounds, but her small size can be advantageous in some events.
Very good beam work in relation to her morphological structure.
We're gonna get on down now.
She has a dynamic execution on the floor and can look great on the floor.
it can go well, but there are still a few little problems.
Coralie and her classmates practice over 6 hours a day. It's essential they train at this intense level to remain competitive, but they must be careful not to push it too hard.
She suffered an injury a week ago, and the physiotherapist uses electric current to repair the ligaments.
One of the benefits of attending pole is that all the facilities a young gymnast needs are under one roof. Everything from physio to the classroom.
We have 3 hours of school a day, and the rest of the time it's gymnastics. Sometimes you don't feel like working, but you still have to do it. There aren't always professors to push us to work, so you have to be independent. After the studies, I go back to the gym.
Next up, afternoon training, where Coralie will work on her vaulting.
That was a vault. Now I'm working on the second part. Now it's the bar. There are ways to protect my hands. I put wristbands on, and this to protect my hands also.
When it comes to the bars, being petite can be a disadvantage.
I like all the events except the bars. I'm not very good at the bars. Okay, I'm not good at all at the bars. It's magnesium. It's to prevent you from slipping.
Coach Nilu Pop gives the whole team a last-minute pep talk, preparing them for tomorrow's competition.
See you at the Massilia Cup. Shake hands.
Coralie and Team France take to the beam when we come back on Kids World Sports. It's competition day at the Massilia Cup, where the world's top gymnasts are battling it out for top spot. Coralie and her teammates are off to the Palais de Sport, where they'll represent France against the globe's finest. Today, competitors will be performing in front of 12,000 spectators and thousands of television viewers.
The Massilia Cup is an important international competition. The teams that will be there are the best teams that were at the Anaheim World Championship.
The pressure's really on. The best gymnasts in the world are here hoping to qualify for an Olympic placement. But for Coralie, there's added pressure. Not only is she the hometown favorite, she's also the Massilia Cup's poster child. Not to mention, there's also a family legacy at stake.
It's a family tradition. My father was a gymnast, and I did the same thing. For me, what's important is that she competes well.
Each team of 3 gymnasts will compete in 3 of the 4 events, getting the chance to drop their weakest discipline.
This isn't my strength.
Up first, the vaulting competition. Coralie scores really well, and France is in the lead. Next up, the balance beam. Ouch! A slip-up for our hometown hero. She's going to have to really impress the judges if she hopes to score well.
I'm a little disappointed because I fell at the beginning, but I caught myself after, so it's all right.
She scored 8.55. She started at 9.6 with some additions because she fell at the beginning, so she gained extra points.
Heading into the last event, only a couple hundred points separate the teams. It's still anyone's competition. Team France cannot afford any mistakes if they want to hold on to their lead.
She did everything well, with the exception of losing balance a little, but it was good.
She finished with the last, a little fatigued. She got a very good score. What we see the second time around are the strong teams. We're in first place now. We defeated Russia and the Ukraine, two teams that placed ahead of France at the World Championships.
Unfortunately for Team France, in the next categories, they are outscored by 3 other teams and end up finishing 4th overall. But Coralie's individual performance has clinched her a spot on the French Olympic team.
We did our best. We gave our all and we accomplished what we wanted.
Well, Coralie has in her head at the games.
Hey there, viewers. Pal and I have sifted through the story ideas sent in by you, our loyal sports fans. We love them all, but we liked some more than others. Here's some we rejected.
Warning, do not attempt the following sports at home.
Dear KWS, my little brother is so good at eating boogers that I think he could go pro. Thanks, viewer, but no sports involving bodily fluids. Here's another. Dear KWS, my twin sister made me mad, so I sent her down the street in a shopping cart. There's a difference between extreme and insane. Let's not cross that line.
Censors confirm our host has already crossed that line too many times.
Very funny, pal. Okay, what would you like to see on the show?
How about battling ninja robots with full artificial intelligence and electronic nunchucks?
I think I've heard enough. Let's leave the story ideas to the experts.
Well, okay. What if we lose the nunchucks?